said you need to be ready before you show up? Listen, y'all, progress doesn't happen on big days. It happens on the ordinary ones. Welcome to MINDSHiFT Monday. I'm your buddy, your friend, your pal, your confidant, your coach, your guy, Robert Kennedy III, RK3. That's me. MINDSHiFT Monday, where we don't wait for motivation. We build momentum. Today's episode is for anybody who's tired of starting strong and finishing inconsistent. Listen, y'all, if you want to know when we're live, text live to 240-557-8679. And if you get something fantastic out of the show, hang on. Come on with us for the MINDSHiFT Monday level up at 8 a.m. Head over to mindshiftmonday.com/Zoom. MINDShiftMonday.com/Zoom. What's going on in the space and in the place? Let me see who's in this place. TL Speaks, good to see you this morning on YouTube. Danny J, good to see you on YouTube. All right. Yo L53, good to see you this morning. All right, good to see y'all this morning. Hey, if you know somebody that needs to be here, get them in the house, get them in the place. All right, let me tell you about a couple of quick things that are happening. Actually, you know what? I'll do that after the break. Y'all ready? Let's do this thing. Come on, let's mind shift today. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Teresa, my office professionals, good to see you. Hey, y'all, if you want excellent, extremely fantastic virtual assistant work, head on over to Teresa's company, Teresa Robertson, myofficeprofessionals.com. They're not official sponsors yet, but we just said let's shout them out and call them out this morning. Glad you're here. C. Marie B, glad that you're in the place, in the space. Listen, y'all, we got something fantastic coming up on January 13th with our strategic partner Graphy, doing a session called Lights, Camera, Connection, how live streaming helps you build a brand and create more content than you expect. Make sure that you grab that QR code and head on over to the Graphy site for this Tuesday, the 13th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time, whatever time it is on the eastern coast of the United States of A. Yes, come on. Lights, Camera, Connection. How live streaming helps you to build a brand. Join me. And then what else do we have coming up? We got a public workshop coming up soon. If you're in corporate and you want to learn a little bit more about influence and connection and communication, we got this workshop called Why Smart Professionals Are Getting Ignored at Work. That's going to be on January 22nd. You'll hear a little bit more about that this week. And then if you are in real estate, I'll be at the Illinois Realtors on January 27th. So come on through. Yes. Guess what, y'all? Consistency isn't about discipline. It's about identity. Let me ask you a question. Let's start out with a question here today, right? Where do you tend to wait until you feel ready before acting? Where do you tend to wait? Come on, put that in the chat for me. Where do you tend to wait until you feel ready before acting? Is that in your workout life? Is that in your goals overall? You know, where do you tend to wait until you feel ready before acting? Yeah. Let's see where people are saying, you know, I don't know. We're oh my gosh, our Instagram feed is down this morning. That's okay. We're going to rock and roll through this. All right. Do me a favor, y'all that are here, tell somebody to come on into the space and into the place to look at my face. All right. Hey, let's jump on in this morning. I used to give bad advice. Like really bad advice. In college, I had a friend who was talking about feeling unprepared for life. This friend they worked at the desk in the dorms, in the dormitories, right? And oops, I don't need that anymore. She was a bit nervous about what was next in life. She was about to graduate. She was a year ahead of me, and she wasn't sure if she wanted to do a job in her major. And we were talking, she's at the front desk. I come in the door. We're having conversation. We're chatting. We're chatting. And she was feeling a bit freaked out about going out there in life and not feeling ready. Right? She was looking for this feeling of, okay, it's time to go and things are going to be perfect. That's the feeling that she was looking for. And so I gave her some advice that seemed to be good at the time. It was harmless advice, it seemed. It was calming advice. And I said to her, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? I said to her, don't worry. It's going to be okay. And here's the great advice that I gave her. I said, in life, you don't have to do anything before you're ready. Now, on the surface, that made sense. It made sense. Right? Don't let anybody rush you. I'm looking at some of the times in the comments here where people say they're not ready. Teresa says, I tend to wait before creating video content. Yeah. Celia says, I tend to wait until I'm ready in personal relationships. Yeah. So when I said to my friend, you don't have to do anything before you're ready in life, that made sense. Don't let anybody rush you, right? Don't feel pressure. Don't jump into the pool until you're certain that you're going to be okay. But now, in my graybeard season, I asked this question. Are you ever fully ready? Is there a perfect time? Do you know without a shadow of a doubt, 100%, is there ever a time that you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are absolutely ready? Like you're ready and it's going to be perfect. There's going to be no errors, no mistakes. It's going to be the most awesome thing ever. Yes, I've had some of those moments where I felt like, okay, yep, I'm ready to go out on stage. Yep, I am. And I've prepared for those moments. But overall, are you ever truly 100% ready? Is everything perfect, set up for you to go? In 2011, I had an e-learning company, and I was asked to write a book, right? Somebody had given my name to a publishing company, and they called me for helping with writing a book, right? So here's the book. All right. The Articulate Studio Cookbook. Check this out. My name's on the bottom. Ooh, right. This book was about a specific piece of software. It was a technical book. Now, let me brag for just a second. I was a really good teacher. I was a really good trainer. I can say that now. And I was pretty good at the software, but writing a book, I didn't feel ready. Y'all check out this book. It's not a small book. It's like bigger than the regular size books, right? It's fairly thick, right? Writing a book, I didn't feel ready. So what did I do? They paired me with an editor. This publishing company paired me with an editor. And we walked through what needed to happen. They sent me my advance for the book. I don't know if you've ever worked with a publishing company and you get an advance. Ooh, rich, right? I got an advance, not one of those New York Times bestseller advances. It was, a few $1,000s, right? So they sent me my advance for the book, and we set some timelines. Then the check-ins came. And the check-ins. and the check-ins. How we doing, Robert? You on track, Robert? We're gonna hit our deadlines and our timelines, Robert? Oh, yeah. We're gonna be good. And the time was drawing closer for me to submit the first draft. And for some reason, I just couldn't put my fingers on the keyboard to write this thing. Y'all ever been in that space? You know you've got something to do. You know that something is due. You know that a deadline is coming up. And for some reason, you just don't feel ready. Looking back, I realized that I kept asking myself a question. Why did they pick me? Why did they pick me? I'm not ready. There are a gazillion other people in this industry that can write this book. Why did they pick me? I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And I kept telling myself, I'm not ready. But here's the thing. As you tell yourself you're not ready, that doesn't mean time stops. The more I told myself I wasn't ready, the more I told myself or asked myself the question, why did they pick me? The closer the deadline kept moving towards me. I kept saying, I'm not ready. Deadline's coming closer. I'm not ready. The deadline's coming closer. I'm not ready. The deadline still is coming closer. This thing had to get done. So eventually, here's what I did. I took my advance money and I hired somebody who was a writer. Right. And we would sit every morning at 5:30 a.m. I would talk and he would write. I would talk and he would write. This person had no idea about this software. They had no idea how to use it, how to work it. So I had to do two things. Number one, I had to talk about using the software and I had to teach him how to use the software so that he could translate what I was saying into written word. And that was a great experience for somebody who wasn't ready. And we eventually got it done. Now, in this case, because I told myself that I wasn't ready, I had to hire someone who was. I want y'all to get that. I want y'all to get that. Sometimes, if you keep telling yourself that you're not ready, you might have to outsource your readiness to somebody else. So the lesson in this is not don't hire people. That's not the lesson. The lesson isn't even that I could have kept more money in my pocket if I did it myself. That's a possibility, but that's not the lesson. Hey, Barry Wells, good to see you. My goodness, friend, we got to catch up. The lesson here really is that because I told myself that I was not ready, I had so much more stress in the process than necessary. Right? I kept telling myself I wasn't ready. And because I told myself I wasn't ready, I waited, I delayed, I hesitated. When, in fact, I could have realized, wait a minute, I'm just not prepared at this moment, but I could have this other thought process. I could hire somebody. I could have hired somebody earlier. Right? I could have partnered differently. I could have had more freedom of thought than I did. When you think you have to be 100% ready, you miss opportunities. Yeah, you're waiting to be ready. Time is still moving. Life is still moving. Opportunities are still moving. Opportunities are not static. Opportunities, I'll pull back a little bit. Opportunities are rarely static. Opportunities don't wait until you are ready. The only opportunities that may wait until you are ready are like your driver's license, right? That's it. You can fail the test a couple of times. It's going to be there. It'll wait until you're 18 or you're 17. But most opportunities, if you wait until you are 100% ready, you will miss them. Am I ready to live stream every Monday? No. Do I always feel like it? No. Consistency doesn't ask how you feel, it asks who you are. Consistency doesn't ask how you feel, it asks who you are. Here's the trap. People think that they have to wait until they're ready because readiness is what creates results. Right? I have to feel the intensity of being ready. I have to be certain, because if I'm certain, that's when I'm going to be clear and 100% certain of the outcome or the result. But the intensity of readiness, it fades. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like, okay, it's time to go, but then as you're starting to do something, if a mistake happens, that fades, right? It fades. So depending on the feeling of readiness is a facade. The feeling of readiness is not a reliable indicator of the results that you will achieve. You know what's reliable? Showing up. You know what's reliable? Consistency. Consistency builds systems, and systems build trust, even with yourself, right? You don't get up, you don't rise because you feel inspired. You rise because your system pulls you forward. I love what Teresa's saying in the chat. Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. Good morning, Malika Simmons. How are you doing? Alethea Housen Fortner, good to see you this morning on Facebook. So glad that y'all are here. Right? You don't get up because you feel inspired all the time. You get up because the system that you have pulls you forward. I want you to think about athletes, writers, leaders. They don't win because every day feels epic. They win because they've decided, this is who I am. This is how I'm going to show up. That identity of this is who I am, this is how I want to show up, removes the negotiation. Right? Last night before I went to bed, I took out my sweatpants and my workout shirt, and I put them on the post of my bed. Why? Because in the morning, I might not feel ready to work out, but the moment that I turn my head and I see those clothes, that's a reminder to me, dude, you're supposed to be a workout person this morning. Dude, you've committed to working out. Dude, that's your intention. Work out. If I walk by the clothes, it's a reminder that I was a slacker that day, that I did not fulfill my commitment. Right? So my system is to create a space, an environment where I have reminders of who I am. Right? You don't need to feel ready. You need a system that does not care how you feel. So the mind shift today is, people have had the old belief, I'll show up when I feel motivated. But here's the new belief I want you to jump into. I build motivation by showing up. You ask anybody who's a runner, they don't always feel like running, but you start running, you do it, and you build motivation every time you show up. Every time you show up. That's right. 5-second rule and Atomic Habits. Great book recommendations. Let's jump into our actions of transformation today. So how do I show up even when I don't feel ready? How do I create consistency even when I am uncertain about my feelings? Well, let's start with this one. Number one, shrink the commitment. Okay. Atomic Habits is a great book for talking about that. It talks about becoming 1% better every day. You don't have to hit the full on target on day one. What is one small thing that you can do? What is one small step? Make it too small to skip. Make it too small to skip. Right? I want to be stronger. I want to work out more. Okay? I don't say I'm trying to work out. I make it small. I may say, okay, you know what? Let me get away from this desk right now, drop on the floor and do 10 push-ups. Okay, cool. Then tomorrow I can do 11. Okay, cool. I'll add 1. That's small. Then the next day I can do 12. Okay, cool. That's small. Consistency beats ambition. Shrink the commitment. Make it too small to skip. Second action for transformation. Attach it to your identity, right? I don't want you to say, I'm trying to lose weight or I'm trying to get stronger. Say, I'm the kind of person who shows up. Who are you? Are you the kind of person who is trying to get better, or are you the person who shows up? I'm a show up person. I'm a show up person. Do I show up every single day? There's some days where I make a mistake, but I am a show up person. Because I fall off one day does not diminish or destroy my identity. My identity is that I am a show up person. I'm not trying to, I am. I am. They say those are the two most powerful words in the English language because whatever you put after it, creates your destiny. Right? I am the kind of person who shows up. I am a show up person. Okay? Shrink the commitment, attach it to your identity, and then action number 3 is systemize the habit. Here's what I mean by systemize, and this is where the greatest number of us fall off. If you are trying to build a habit, if you're trying to build consistency, put it on your calendar. Same time, same trigger, same rhythm. Let the system carry you on low energy days. This is why if you want to be a person who shows up to exercise, to work out, the gurus say to you, listen, if you're going to work out in the morning, then let your yays be your yays. Let's work out at 7 o'clock every morning. Work out at 7 o'clock every morning. If you do it at 7 o'clock today, 10 o'clock tomorrow, 2 o'clock the next day, and then one day you're at 5:30. Oh my gosh, my schedule's crazy. But then you're allowing everyone else and everything else to determine who you are or determine your identity. But your identity is somebody that shows up. And so systemize that habit. Same time, build a rhythm with it. Same trigger. Let the system carry you on low energy days. Again, there's some days you're not going to feel like it. But if your environment is a part of the system that reminds you, your chances at success increase. Let me pause for a second before we land the plane here, just to check some of the chat here. Right? Malika Simmons says, yes, build an intentional environment. She hit a streak on Duolingo. Seems small, but 3 minutes a day is all it takes to build a streak on the app. Yes. If I can do that, as she says, for 30, 60, 150 days straight, where else can I show up? Yeah, great question, because now you've attached it to your identity. I am someone who shows up. All right, so your 3 actions for transformation today. I don't know what your thing is. Teresa talked about showing up on video earlier. C. Marie talked about relationships. What is it and where do you need to show up? Okay, so here are your actions. In those areas, in video, in relationship, what is one thing, one small step that is too small to skip that allows me to move the needle, to move forward a little bit? How can I attach it to my identity? Who am I? I am somebody who shows up. And then how can I systemize this? Okay, figure that out and be committed to it. Create that system. Listen, if this hits you If this hits you, the Aftershow is where we talk about the system that you need, not the one that you wish you had. Come on to the Aftershow. Make sure that you join us. Go to MINDSHiFTMonday.com/Zoom. All right. Remember to join me. Hey, on Tuesday, January 13th for Lights, Camera, Connection. How to use live streaming to build your brand and create more content than you expect. Make sure that you register here Tuesday at 3 p.m., January 13th. Listen, y'all, big moments get the credit, but small moments build life. You might want to wait until the moment feels right, till the water feels warm, or till the skies are blue to launch. But what if the blue sky turns into a storm before you gather your wings? Life isn't static. Nothing stays the same forever. Opportunities are transient, and no time will ever be the perfect time. Until you do it, look back and realize that it was. You only get to realize that stuff, as Steve Jobs says, you only get to connect the dots looking backwards, right? But right now, you got to jump. No sign rolls by that says perfect time coming up. Far and few are the moments where somebody will tap you on the shoulder to say, go, you're ready. Now is the moment. Most of life is about making decisions and showing up imperfectly again and again and again. So what you waiting on, my friend? It's your time. It's your time. I'll say it one more time. It's your time. Until next time, show up imperfectly, build momentum intentionally, and keep shifting your mindset so that you can shift your life. Yeah. Peace, family. Don't forget, join me on the Monday Mind Shift, or the Mind Shift Monday Level Up right now at 8 a.m. Head on over to MINDSHiFTMonday.com/Zoom. Peace. I'll see ya in the Zoom room.